It's wild how much weight we carry around until we realize that we're carrying it around. And I'm not referring to physical weight, I'm referring to emotional weight. The things that we worry about, the things that we care about, right? At this point in my journey of healing, what I'm focusing on is letting go. Letting go of things that I'm realizing are actually very unimportant, that I've, you know, things that are unimportant that I've probably held on to for a very long time. And the extent to which it is actually overwhelming that I am letting go of things because of the familiarity, because of the comfort there. It's actually very interesting to sit with. And that, in and of itself, tells me so much about what I need to know in regards to my attachments to ideas, to beliefs, to all that stuff, right? And it's just so interesting to be aware of all of that stuff and to understand that we oftentimes carry things around, again, mental and emotional weight, that we don't need to, right? Whether it's worry, whether it's fear, whether it's depression, whether it's resentment, shame, guilt, right? Talking about the lower energy centers of the body, right? Um, the sacral, I believe it is. And we don't need to be carrying around these things. We don't need to be so attached to them, but there's a story that goes on in our minds as to why we need to continue to be attached to these things. And, you know, when you just let go, even though it can be very overwhelming to just let go, when you do just let go, a shift happens, a transformation happens, insight as to potentially how absurd it was to begin with that you ever even held an attachment to something, right? Whether it's an idea, whether it's a story, an identity, like whatever it is, the letting go process can be very overwhelming because maybe you're letting go of how you saw yourself in a certain light, in a certain way for some reason, right? And you're attached to that. It's very easy for humans to form attachments to, in this case, specifically ideas and beliefs and, thoughts and feelings, right? Very, very easy for human beings to form attachments. It's also very easy to get comfortable within those attachments. However, the attachments that we have to things, right? Like, say, for instance, um, maybe something happened early on in a person's life, and they hold attachment mentally and emotionally to the idea of what it was that happened in their life, but it's actually limiting them. It's limiting their capacity to grow and expand beyond that circumstance, which of course affects their capacity to be successful in life. If you're attached to something and it's the opposite of expansive, right? If you're attached to something and it's keeping you trapped in a limiting understanding for yourself and your potential, you're doing yourself a disservice because that's just that's just unnecessary excess weight that you're carrying around that's actually limiting you. I'm realizing now that the very reason why I've experienced life the way that I have is because I've been attached to ideas and beliefs as to who I was, who I am, and how that also has to do with who I was. The there's it's kind of like letting go of egos, right? There's this ego structure that was created, um, well over a decade ago, and to grow and expand beyond that, I had to let go of different ideas and different beliefs and different thoughts and different feelings as to what it was that was possible for Chris. That's just the reality of it, right? And it's so interesting because you will only ever experience that which you are. That's just the way that you will only ever experience that which you are. This is all energy, right? The way that we see ourselves is an energetic vibration, and then potentially a signature, which goes out and attracts like energy. However, a person's capacity to grow and expand is directly correlated to the same capacity to let go, right? You need to be able to let go to be able to grow and expand. You need to be able to let go of the things that are limiting you. And this was something that I discovered for myself because, like, there are things that I do on literally a daily basis now that I would call my morning and nighttime routine that previously Chris probably would have looked at and he would have been like, it's not possible for me. That's just a belief. It's an affirmation, right? You speak that and then you experience it. However, I decided to expand what it was that I believed was possible for me. And as a result of that, my life has changed. But that's also a result of letting go of ideas and beliefs and thoughts and feelings. You will only ever experience in life that which you are. Right? If you're someone who sees yourself in a limiting light, you're going to have a very hard time experiencing things that you actually want. What you want and what you are very often two different things. And you will never get in life that which you want. Unless you're being it. Unless that's what you are. But you will always in life get that which you are.